guys, it's Monday and today's going to be an order packing day. I restocked the Luna Moth sweatshirts on Friday and I got way more orders than I was expecting right off the bat, so thank you so much. Like, Saturday was going to be an artsy day. I actually spent Saturday packing orders because so many had come in, and I also packed orders yesterday, so I have so many going out today. I'll show you the pile upstairs. We have this here and a bunch more around the corners. A huge batch of orders going out today. So out of the 150 orders I have 57 left to pack. So that's what I'm gonna do. We will be restocking more Luna Moths because I have a lot of blanks. I made Christian stitch out just over half of the blanks we had. So there are more coming. The extra large crew necks sold out so fast. I don't know why, but it was like every single order, extra large crew, extra large crew. They went fast, but there's gonna be more. And I actually just ordered a few more since they were so popular. There were 9 in stock, so I grabbed all 9. So that'll be in addition to the rest I put up. My head's cut off. I'll just slouch. Ooh, I think my sticker delivery is coming today because I'm using up the last of the Thicker Treat sticker sheets as the freebies right now, but the bird freebies should be coming in today. When someone asked me about the Luna Moth notepads, they're not actually available right now because I'm holding them for the Luna Moth update, like the big Luna Moth update, not the sweatshirt update, because I'm going to be dropping some Luna Moth merch altogether. But the sweatshirts are on a separate schedule and the sketchbooks are on a separate schedule because I probably won't have the Luna Moth sketchbooks till closer to summertime. I'm hoping by late spring because I would like to squeeze in a shop update between the Luna Moth one and the Halloween one because there's like a 5-month gap between those or something. So it's possible the Luna Moth sketchbooks will be part of that update. It depends on the timing. It's always guesswork as to how long it's going to take for the sketchbooks to come in, but it's usually 5 to 7 months, and I placed the order in January, so those won't be here for a while. Anyway, order for Audrey. 2 little ducky stickers, 2 at peace prints, large plum crew, midnight rain print, video game reusable bag. Oh, yesterday I also designed a stamp. It's the Baylee J Wreath logo, but I traced over it to be outlines only and turned it into a stamp. 2 stamps, in fact, because I want a self-inking stamp, but they can only be so big. And so the size I want has to be just a regular rubber stamp, but I ordered the stamps and some inks. So there's a 5x4 inch stamp coming, although the design that it stamps is going to be a little under 4 inches by 4 inches because it's a circle. And then I did get a self-inking one. The self-inking ones are like 1.65 inches, I think, across. So it's going to be a lot smaller. But I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I'm finally doing it, is stamping the interior flap of the boxes is what I want to try doing. So the stamp would go here, just for a little extra something when you open it up. Especially because a lot of the orders don't have crinkle paper, and like, you know, especially if there's like a sweatshirt right on top. Sometimes I add just a little bit for looks, but I just wanted a way to zhuzh it up a little bit. And so I figured if there was a stamp here, that could look good. And I can make Christian do the stamping, unless I'm in the mood to do it myself. I probably will at least do the initial testing. But he's the one who folds the boxes, so I can get him to just stamp them all before he folds them. And then the little one I don't really have a plan for. I just really wanted it. The little stamp. And so the self-inking stamp, I couldn't get it with pink ink, so I ordered it with red, but I figured I could just drip pink ink onto it, and like as the red gets used up, replace it with pink. And then for the big stamp, I got to choose a stamper pad to come with it. I think, like, the stamper pad doesn't show up in my cart or anything, so I'm like, does it come with? But I picked green, because again, there's no pink option. But then I did order a big pink ink pad off Amazon and refill ink. So I'm excited for that stuff. Woo! Now, orders like this make me wish I did have the other box size that I used to have, those brown rectangle boxes. They weren't quite as deep as this, but for a lot of orders, they weren't deep enough. So I ordered deeper ones, but these are too big if it's just like a really flat crew neck. But it's really great for hoodies and stuff, or if it's like a crew neck plus a bunch of other items. But I just have to accept I'm not going to have the perfect box size for everything. Like, sometimes there's just going to be extra room. But also, these are 9x12s. I should have ordered the 8.5x11s. but for some reason I thought my old ones were 9 by 12. Like even in my shipping software, when I select the box size, I have it set to 9 by 12. See, wouldn't the stamp just be so cute? That one does have some crinkle. Not enough to fill the void, but it's not like it's fragile. That was more so just for looks. Oh, I should take my ring off. Yeah. Next in order for Sarah from the UK, we have a black hoodie. Ta-da! One thing I'm getting Christian to do right now, I mean he started it on Friday, was with the strawberries. I got him to add a lot of sleeves to some of the strawberry sweatshirts, because originally we added sleeves to half of them, like just over half, but the sleeved variant sold so well that we're left with a lot of chest only strawberry sweatshirts, so I got him to add sleeves to more of them, and so he's just finishing that up now with the final ones. So it might be worth taking another look. If you were disappointed the sleeve variant was sold out for something, it might be in stock now. Although a lot of strawberry ones have been selling alongside these Lunas, so they might be gone already. Not that they're gone forever. I do plan to restock the strawberry ones more, just as needed. It's at the point where sales really are trickling down, but I'll just reduce the variants, like pink only, and I think sleeve variant only. And I'm doing mostly crews. There's some hoodies, but the hoodies don't sell as well as the crews, so I'll focus a little more on the crews. Possibly even exclusively crews at some point as the design gets older. And by pink only, I mean for up to 3X. 4X and 5X always have to be different colors, just based on availability. Okay, now in order for Dylan, we have Notepad Bundle. I need to restock these here. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm always so close to grabbing the strawberry one because it's right next to it. A sticker bundle and 2X crew. This one's kind of messed up. Or wait, that's the bottom. It's like the glue hasn't fully sealed. That's the bottom. So because these are going with a sweatshirt, I'm flat packing them. So a rectangle box. Sticker and a thank you. Perhaps a sprinkle of crinkle. If it's a really tight fit, I usually don't do the crinkle, but we can get away with it here. I will not be getting the stickers today. Did they not ring the doorbell? Did I just not hear it? According to my camera, they stopped by an hour ago with my stickers and then walked away with my stickers. And now I gotta pick them up tomorrow. 5:15. I got all these done and these. I'm officially caught up minus one order because someone ordered a sweatshirt that doesn't exist. But we can make it, because we have two 5X navy crews, but according to my shop inventory, one had sleeves and one doesn't, but neither of them have sleeves. So I just need Christian to add the sleeves onto it in the morning, and then I can still get it packed up to go out with this shipment, along with any orders that come in overnight, if any. So yeah, thank you so much for all your orders. It was a lot more orders than I thought I was gonna get within the first few days of restocking Luna Moth hoodies. So thank you. This is looking a lot emptier, especially certain bins. And there should be one held back for each type. So like this is technically sold out because there's one left. Same here, there's one left, but that means it's sold out. Same with large hoodie, but there are still large crews, a few of them anyway. Now this air purifier, which is supposed to be in the embroidery room, I thought it would be fun to look at it after a week, see how much fuzz it caught. We're not gonna know. We're not gonna know because it already died. Originally I had it placed just under here, but I moved it out here so the air could blow more freely. But when I plugged it back in, it just wouldn't turn on. The lights just flash like this. All the lights flash and it doesn't turn on. It just does this. So I contacted the manufacturer. Even though I bought it on Amazon, Amazon was like, oh, try contacting the manufacturer. So I was like, fine. And I'm in contact with them. They wanted me to send some more information, so I sent it over today, which is why this is out here, because they wanted me to take a video of this thing. But yeah, it ran fine for a few days until I unplugged it, and then it just wouldn't turn back on. And it was powered off when I unplugged it. So I don't know what the deal is with this. Hopefully I get a replacement, and hopefully the replacement works. I just looked at the time and I was like, how is it 6:30? It was 6:15 when I stopped packing orders, not 5:15. It's now Tuesday morning and poor Christian has been dealing with a stripped screw on the embroidery machine. I tried helping and I can't get it off either. It's this one under here, which is for removing the needle plate, and it has a thick head, so you'd think you could grab it with pliers, but no. We really banged up the red metal around it trying to grip it, but like, look at that. That's a thick head. It's almost like a nut, but it's not hexed like a nut, and it's so slippery. Like, we cannot get it off. And the reason he's trying to remove it is because it's part of the maintenance for the machine. There's a daily, weekly, monthly, etc. maintenance, and one of them involves screwing off the needle plate and cleaning under it because it gets full of thread trimmings and such, and that's why he was trying to remove it. And the fact that the pliers can't get it off makes me think it was tightened too hard. But yeah, he's out getting a strip screw kit, like one of those things that can screw into a strip screw and pull it out, and hopefully that works. So he's doing that right now. And when he's back, I'm gonna go to the post office to pick up my stickers. I tried to rope him into doing that for me, but it is kind of out of the way and he didn't want to do it, so I'll just run out once he's back. And now for a little unboxing. It's a phone case, and it's one I was looking at before I even bought this one. This one I ordered off Amazon because it was gonna come quick because I was getting a new phone like that day. And it's cute. It's just a silicone case, but it's starting to get stained from my hand oils too. Like, look all around here. It's getting gross. And this is the one I wanted from the start anyway. I just needed something temporary, right? Because I knew this would take a while to come in. But then I never ordered it, and I finally did. I almost did a Case to 5 sponsorship back in the day, but they didn't have cases for my phone because my phone was too old. So I had to decline because I couldn't even use any of their cases. But now I've got a newer phone, so. Okay. It's a pastel-y floral thing. Not too different from this, but still better. I'm gonna have to transfer over my pop socket. Hopefully it's still sticky, or otherwise I'm gonna have to glue it on. Okay. Ooh, cute! She cute. Pastel, floral, shows the phone color through. That's why I wanted a clear case. I like seeing the phone color. Gosh. I might want to add a little extra adhesive to that because some of it's stuck to this. Kind of feels like a crime doing this on a new case. And commit. Oh, that is adorable. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Not sponsored. I got myself a bite to eat, and then I just did a cat litter swap over, but I'm gonna need Christian to bring this up for me because it's too heavy. And I'm gonna bring up all this cardboard recycling. Okay, here's what Christian picked up. The guy at the store said these might be too big because Christian brought one of the screws with him. So if that's the case, we'll have to order something on Amazon of smaller ones. But you know, we wanted to try something we could use today instead of having to wait for an order to come in. The guy said if these were too big, he could use this. But Christian forgot our drill does not attach to these kind of attachments. It has to have a hex base. So we can't use this. I'm scared. Well, I'll leave him to that. We've never used one of those before, so hopefully we don't just make the problem worse. Okay, I've picked up the stickers, and while I was gone, this was delivered. I wasn't expecting this until tomorrow, so that's exciting. So it's a wider lens for this camera. The one I'm using is a 15 to 45 millimeter, and this one's 11 to 22. So I won't be able to zoom in as far on stuff, but it would give me a wider view at the most zoomed out view. This one's just kind of giving me problems. It's getting a little dirty inside, and the little dust specks are interfering with things like autofocus. But it's usable. It's still usable. But the other thing is it is wider, and so I can shoot certain clips in 4K, because then that would be nice for converting them into TikToks. Because a video like this is 1920 by 1080, and a TikTok is 1080 by 1920. So it's the same size but flipped. So if I just take this video, which is 1080 pixels tall, and I stretch it to be 1920 pixels tall, it's gonna look a little blurry. But if I film in 4K, I'll have enough pixels vertically that it will look nicer on a TikTok. I don't know how well it's gonna work for moving shots though, because I've played around with the 4K and it looks weird on the screen, but I have to actually watch the clips back on my computer to see what it's actually like, but it looks super low frame rate on my screen. It is gonna be slightly lower frame rate because I film at 29.97 and 4K would film at 24 frames a second, but like it looks really choppy on the screen, and I'm like, does the clip actually look like that? But if it's something where it's fixed on a tripod, like I'm gonna unbox some stickers and I also want to film it for TikTok, then I can switch the lens over, assuming that it's not good enough to leave on all the time. Ideally, I would just leave this on all the time, because if it's static on a tripod, that at least should be good. So maybe I could like film the regular vlog 1080, but it's like, oh, this clip's gonna go on TikTok, let's switch it over to 4K, maybe. Ultimately, it depends on how good the video looks at 4K, but the crop is a lot stronger with 4K. Like, you know, if I'm filming at 1080p, maybe I look this close to the camera, but then as soon as I switch to 4K, it will go like this, and I'll be super zoomed in. That's why I would want a wider lens, because it crops the video at 4K. And so I want to film my sticker unboxing, but this is fogging over because this is cold. It wasn't sitting outside very long, but maybe it was cold in the truck. So I keep wiping down the lens and then it keeps fogging back over. So if I want to film the stickers with this, I gotta wait for this to warm up. But I want to open them now. Oh, and I used my Best Buy gift card for this because I got a gift card when I bought my phone, a $100 gift card. So that went towards this. Strangely, this lens is a lot taller than my existing one, the midsection, and it's way heavier. I thought a wider lens would be shorter or like about the same size, but it's actually bigger. My camera's gonna get a lot heavier. I am going to refill my crinkle paper bin. But yes, I need to refill this. But first I'm gonna dump out all the dust in there. The paper dust. There's more yellow left than pink, so I'm going to try to go a little heavier on the yellow. Okay, I ended up mixing together the remnants too because the boxes were more than half empty. So it's pre-mixed for next time. Woo! This doesn't look much wider. Also the 4K struggling with the focus. I'm holding the camera basically as far away as I can. This is also 4K test. Is it weird? Is it jittery? Is it gonna struggle to focus on my face? What about panning? Is it choppy? Testing, testing. 4K or not, I think the wider lens will be nice. So, we still cannot get the screw off. We're contacting Melco support to see what they can do. It seems silly to contact over a stripped screw, but maybe there's something they can do. I don't know. So, hopefully someone can stop by tomorrow and we can get that sorted. God. You suck less than most people. Happy Valentine's Day. And of course the Sticker Beaver sticker. Oh, so many Lunamoths. So there's the front view Lunamoth, which is a pretty big sticker. And then there's the side view. And the plan is to sell these together as a pair. Color's looking really good. These are on white vinyl. And underneath, a bunch of birdies. Look how cute. This one's on clear vinyl, and it's the freebie sticker. And then there is another one, which is actually kiss cut, because I wanted it cut to have the outer line and inner line cut, and they said they could only do that as a kiss cut, not a die cut. This one's the tulip wreath, which is basically my logo, but it's clear and it's a wreath, which I thought is just such a fun sticker idea. Especially for journaling, because you could have something written in the middle or it could go onto a photo. I don't know, there's just different uses for this. A handy dandy little wreath. Very cute. The kiss cut doesn't look as cool as a die cut, but once it's peeled, it's very cool. So I got 500 of each for these designs, and then for the birdie, since he's the freebie, I got 1,500. So we got a lot of birdies. Trying to find the lens cap for this one. This base fits from the new lens, but the cap does not. I can only find a Sony lens cap, which is too small. Ah! I just feel like I don't want to do anything else. I feel like I've hardly done anything today. I did vacuum the floor though, when I was cleaning up the crinkle paper stuff. That's nice. One thing I kind of want to do is plan a shirt idea, like not just take existing art to make some kind of DTF shirt, but plan something out specifically with DTF in mind. Just brainstorm the ideas and possibilities, because like I said during the order packing segment, I want some kind of shop update between the Lunamoth one and the Halloween one, and so that could be when I do some DTF t-shirts. And possibly also embroidered. I just would go more simple and small if it was embroidery. Like even smaller than what's on the sweatshirts if it was gonna go on a t-shirt. It'd be something more simplified. But like DTF, I can go all out and do something big. And so I just kind of want to plot and scheme. So that might be how I spend the rest of my day. I also have to cook supper soonish, but into the evening I can plan. Oh yeah, I have some accounting stuff to sign too. I should probably do that right now. Okay, I made supper, which is why I have the outfit change, because I do not cook in my strawberry sweater. And then I was chasing Kiki around upstairs. Yeah, that was so fun, wasn't it? I've been stealing Christian's lamp because I need lighting if I'm gonna sketch. If you didn't see the very end of the last vlog, I drew some kitties based on photographs I took at my dad's farm. Because this is officially the couch sketching sketchbook. I'll start here. I've got my iPad charged and Apple Pencil charged. So if I get like a really good idea and I want to start fleshing it out, I'll do it on here. But I'll do initial sketching in the sketchbook.
The stars sure are beautiful tonight. Too bad you can't see them, Toph.
Hey, how's the guy supposed to sleep with all this yelling and earthquaking? Okay, forget about setting up camp. I'm finding the softest pile of dirt and going to sleep. No, Momo. Shh. Sleepy time.
It's those 3 girls from Omashu. I didn't count you. You know, no bending and all.
I can still fight!
Okay, 3 on 3 plus Sokka.
Now for the results of last night's sketching. DTF shirt planning. I want the first design to have a bunny, possibly made of small sections with gaps for comfort. Like, I don't know if I want something that's just like one big chunk of DTF. You know, I kind of want it to have sections to it. That's the idea. But then I thought semi-realistic mature design or cartoony anthro cottagecore. Merge the two. These are a little cursed, okay? I'm not a fan of how this turned out. I did the face a little more semi-realistic versus the kind of flat cartoony, because I mean, I'm always drawing the buddies differently, but I kind of feel like I want a little more structure to the face. And so I was playing around with that, but it was getting a little creepy. And then I was like, what if the legs are more realistic looking? But I don't like that either. I mean, I later drew something a little different. It's a little more relaxed, because this is like tippy toe, because this part here is the foot. And so this is basically tippy toes. This is a little more relaxed, where they're still on their toes. The heels are still hovering, but it's like softer looking. I don't know. But this is how I usually draw the bunny bodies, and I'm not sure I want to move away from that. So I might stick with this. I was trying to do more structure in the face. And so I drew this at first. I'm like, okay, cute. Let's do it from the side view. It looks like a donkey. And so then I was trying again. Here was the next one I did, but the cheek and chin are the same height, whereas here the chin is lower than the cheek. So I did it at more of an angle and did another one. I'm still kind of unsure how I feel about it. I just feel like it's the snout area that's bothering me. So here I pushed out the snout area a little bit more, and I kind of like that. But yeah, then I drew from front view, kind of modified version of that one. And this I feel like is so good. Like, I love this. I tried to push it a little further and change things up a little bit here. This is also cute, but I think I like this more. And here the forehead tapers at the top. Here the forehead stays the same width all the way up. Plus the cheeks are sticking out more, like a little more rounded. It's cute, but this I think is the winner. Now I need to try combining head and body. Also, I feel like a body doesn't matter as much because I usually draw them with dresses, and it's gonna cover most of the body anyway, but I still want to know what's the underlying anatomy, you know? We gotta draw the body and then put clothes on it. Plus, maybe sometimes I'll draw them in clothes where you do see the legs. But I just feel like it's been a while since I've done some new bun stuff, so I'm like, I feel like the first DTF shirt should be bun themed. So I didn't actually end up designing a shirt. I just sketched bunnies. So I made progress, but didn't fully accomplish my goal. But I'm really happy with what I did figure out. I can't zoom in enough. I gotta switch to my old lens. What are you doing up there?
Well, baby.
We had a Melco tech come out to deal with the stripped screw, so Kiki was a little shy. Is that where you were hiding? Good news is he got the screw out. We had the right idea with the screw removal kit we got, but we needed smaller bits. Even though the kit said the smallest one in the kit was good for size 4 screws. It's out. Machine's up and running. Woo! Because I feel like the only option after that would have been cutting notches in the head of the screw to use a flathead screwdriver. We don't have tools for that, but that would be like a last resort, I feel like. Oh, baby. Oh. Okay, I think I'm all set up for the live stream. I just need to get a bite to eat before the stream starts. But look at my cute little webcam border. Cute for Valentine's Day. I just used this heart emote that I've made previously. I just broke apart some of the pieces of it. Made a cute little border. We also have an air purifier update. They're sending me a new one because apparently that one's toast. It's the flashing light of death, I guess. But yes, let's begin this. I'll include footage of the art from last week when I worked on it. The clip of me sketching it didn't actually record properly. It is corrupt and I can't open it, but I downloaded it from YouTube, so I can still include the full process here. So, enjoy. The remainder of this video is going to be speed paint. So if you're not interested in watching, get out of here. Or just feel free to listen if you don't want to watch, because I'm going to be chatting about what? I don't know. I've got like 8.5 minutes to fill. I suppose a good chunk of it will be about the art process itself, because the whole goal with this illustration was to add a bunch of color that isn't actually there. So first of all, the reference image is an image I took. It's just candy and food from our pantry, because the night before I was eating a couple Peeps and some Swedish berries, and I was like, oh, these look kind of cute together. This would be some cute art. And so that was the inspo for the illustration. So that morning before the live stream, I set up everything here and took a photo, and we got some nice lighting with long cast shadows. It's very, very interesting. But yes, the goal was to add color that was not there, because that's what I was originally going to do with that Midna illustration I did recently. Before I even knew I was going to draw Midna, I thought, okay, let's do something where I'm just adding a bunch of color. And then I did not end up really doing that. I added some turquoisey color to it, but it wasn't what I had in mind. So I wanted to give it a shot with this. Because with marker, you can't really just paint on top of something to add more color. It's not like an opaque medium where you can layer paint and just add extra color later. You have to really think it through. And so, for example, with this cookie, I started with the irregular colors and left brown for last so that I could have those areas mapped out, because I don't want them to really overlap with the brown too much. And another thing I was doing was really playing with texture, because that's something I did do in the Midna artwork, and there are a lot of zigzags in that. Part of that's because she was stripy, but I was like, ooh, these zigzags are fun, and I wanted to do more of that here. So I'm using my Copic markers, my pencil crayons, and Posca pens. So the Posca pens are what are allowing me to get a lot of opacity, because pencils can do that too. I like to layer pencil on top of Copic, but the Poscas just add even more. And so I was using a lot of dots and a lot of zigzags to add texture. So for the sketching phase, I was struggling with the peep because I felt like the shape had to be almost perfect. It had to actually feel like a peep, which is a marshmallow if you don't know what it is. A sugar-coated marshmallow. So sugar on sugar. There's just something about them I like. Just the texture I like. So usually around Easter time, I buy a pack of Peeps. It's not my favorite candy, but it's just nostalgic and kind of fun. But yeah, I had to get the peep shape right. And as I was sketching this out, I kind of realized I didn't have the angle of the peep how I wanted it, because I finally got the shape right. But I'm like, oh, it's tilted too far. Plus some of the other objects I wanted to move around and also rotate. So I ended up scanning my sketch when it was still mostly pink pencil. Then went into Photoshop, as you saw, and rearranged things a little bit. And I scaled it up to be bigger. Then I printed it out and finished the sketch with graphite, and then traced it onto my Hammermill cardstock, which is what I'm using here. I have been using a lot of mixed media paper lately, but for this one, I just wanted the Hammermill because I knew it would be not too much pencil in this, and the pencil I would have would be mostly dots. I did a little bit of pencil shading, but I wanted this to be mostly marker texture. The little round things are in fact Fruit Loops. The way I've drawn them, they almost look more like a little gummy candy, gummy sour, especially with all the little dots on it, but I don't really care. It is technically a Fruit Loop, but I don't care if it looks like a Fruit Loop. As long as it looks like a treat or a snack, then that's fine by me. But the dots were just so fun, and I didn't want everything to have exactly the same texture. So the cookie has fewer dots on it than, say, the Peeps and the Fruit Loops. But those dots are just so fun. It's layering everything. I was having a blast with it. Plus the Peeps and Fruit Loops don't have much for zigzags. There are some really tiny ones, but I was trying to keep that different. And then the pretzel, which is a coated pretzel, it's dipped in like a maple kind of substance, like a chocolate dipped pretzel, but it's a maple flavored thing. They're from Costco. That's what that thing is. And it kind of looked like E.T., as my chat pointed out, which is very accurate. And then I asked Christian, I summoned him over to look at it, and I was like, does this look like a pretzel or like E.T.? And he's like, well, it looks like it wants to phone home or something like that. And I was like, okay. So that was the running gag throughout the live streams, is that the pretzel looks like E.T. He's got a face. He's looking at us. And then the red candies are Swedish berries, which are basically kind of like a jube, but they're just so good. They're one of my favorite candies, actually. They're not sour, they're just delicious. Just yummy. And that's why I have them. Oh, and a note about the Fruit Loops. They're different sizes and thicknesses they're not all the same. So even looking at the reference photo, you can see some are thicker than others. So that's why they're not super consistent. I didn't draw them all identical to one another because they just aren't that way in the reference. Now, one thing I knew would be scary with this is the background. I knew I wanted it to be pink, more pinky pink than in my reference photo. It's kind of purpley in my reference. I wanted more of a reddish pink, and I was very scared for that part because I was just scared I'm going to ruin everything. So once I had all the objects colored, I scanned it with a plain white background. Just in case things went horribly wrong, I could add the background digitally, and just to have the scan, like if I did want to turn these items into individual assets, like someone in my stream recommended a Fruit Loop washi tape or something. You know, I have all of them scanned without a background, so they're easy to isolate, and I could use them for something if I want to in the future. I don't know. But yes, then I started on the background, which is very scary. There's a big blob of pink ink because I was refilling a marker and it dripped, thankfully just on the edge of the paper. That could have been a disaster. I even had the artwork pushed to the side, so I do know how that happened. I think it was because after the marker was filled, it was still dripping, and I didn't notice, and it dripped onto the paper. But yeah, I was a little nervous coloring it because the marker was looking so splotchy, and I'm like, oh, this looks awful. I've ruined it. Why did I move forward with this? But I did a second layer of marker, and it actually looks pretty good, especially once I added the shadows in and darkened them too. The background looks pretty good. But then I also had that dilemma, like, okay, in this illustration, I'm adding color where it's not usually there. Like a green Fruit Loop has yellow in it. It has pink in it. And so am I going to do that with the background? Am I going to add some greens and yellows and oranges? And I was just so unsure. So I did the same thing where I scanned it after I was done the background. Just in case I ruin it, I've got the previous version. But I haven't actually gone back to add anything to the background. And I'm not sure if I will. I'm just so undecided because it could use a few dots, just a minor amount, or like the little zigzags, or just maybe like sketchy rough outlines in pencil crayon. It kind of sounds like a good idea, but kind of doesn't. But it's weird that the background is just pink and the shadows are pink. It's very pink on pink. So I'm like, does it need more reflected color? Like where there's a green Fruit Loop, should there be green reflected on there? Ugh, I'm just kind of undecided. And I'm at the point where the pencil's very burnished. So if I wanted to add some color in the shadows, it would be a little difficult. But I don't know. For now, I'm leaving it as is. I could play around digitally, like on top of my scan, to see if there is a modification I would like. But otherwise, this is how it is. I have a feeling I'm going to leave it like this. It looks especially good cropped because I do have a very large pink border around it, so I can crop it as needed to be whatever size I want. So there's less pink background, you know. And here's a nice close-up scan where you can see all the texture and stuff. Ooh, I'm just so happy with how it turned out. It was exactly what I wanted, even though the background I'm still a little unsure of. The actual items themselves, I feel like turned out really well. Like, it's one of those moments where you draw something and you're like, wait a minute, I'm actually really proud of this. I feel like it was a bit of a breakthrough with the coloring technique too. I thought it turned out great. So yeah, that's the illustration. And this is also the end of the vlog. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.